Greetings and welcome to Nick's News and Reviews, and as you can see this time we're looking at Hard Drivin II, written by Jürgen Friedrich. It says there, published by Domark. Hard Drivin II, Drive Harder. That's a bit of a naff title. Sounds a bit like Die Hard. I wonder what the third one had been called. Hard Drivin III, Drive Hard with a Vengeance perhaps. Maybe. Well, this is supposed to be a review initially of Hard Drivin, but I couldn't get that to load. But Hard Drivin II is essentially the same, although we got a bigger degree of tracks. I went for track C there. But essentially, it's all the same stunts, but in a different order, with a different layout. So let's start going. Now this was released in 1991, based on the very, very popular arcade game, where you sat on a racing seat, you had a steering wheel, and also pedals as well. Gave you a good feel of the game, actually, that arcade. The Amiga version, let's be honest, isn't as good as that. It's okay, it's a representation, but quite a lot is lost, to be honest. Now, when you're using the steering wheel in the arcades, of course, it gives you a bit of reality. You think you're driving a car. Supposed to be doing 60 miles an hour here. Certainly doesn't look like it. This, I'm actually controlling it on the mouse. Look at that pop-up, that barn, that roof went on really late. Yeah, but I'm controlling this on the mouse. Now, driving a car with a mouse, I don't know if you ever tried that in real life. You haven't, let's face it. Reality is a bit gone. So you've got the essence of the game, I think, but not quite the full game. It's okay. A little disappointing. The graphics on that car ahead of me looks more like a cardboard box on wheels. But you've got some enjoyment, but it's a bit like I'm skating on ice here. You know when you have one of those metal hoops and you're going through round a metal like piping, and every time you hit the side it buzzes? It feels a bit like that. Anyway, we're going. See the time ticking down there. We have to go through the checkpoint and get to the end before the time runs out. Now this banked corner here, I don't want to fly off the end, but could well do. Oh, very close. We're up in the air. Down. Okay. Wasted quite a lot of money. I wouldn't say wasted because it was a good game. Played quite a lot of games in the arcade. This is more of a labour of love. Haven't seen it on any other versions, although on the PlayStation 2 it's supposed to be a very accurate conversion of the arcade, so might have to try and find that at some stage. Unless it's on the PlayStation 3, I can try and find it in the store. See that red banner there? That'll be our checkpoint. We should get some extra time. Yeah, that's not very realistic. Right, extra time. Now on the bottom left you see a time there, beat 1 minute 40. Different on each track, but if I can get round before then I race the computer around the track. In his blue car. I might be going up here a bit too fast, actually. Yes, smash. So the jumps are the only tricky bits of this game. Is a real-life action replay. Pretty exciting. Get those engine sounds. Here he goes. Yeah, I really overcooked that. I don't know why the car exploded. Perhaps it's carrying explosives. We'll go a bit slower this time, so that's obviously cost us some time. Not sure we're going to beat 1 minute 40. We're already on 1 minute 20. Let's go a bit slower. Yes, this is one of the obstacles, this bridge. There's a smaller ramp you might come across. A devilishly tricky loop-to-loop, which I've always found difficult to get around. And really the rest of the game is basically trying to keep it actually on the road. But this doesn't look like 100 miles an hour. I mean, it's never going to be up to like PlayStation 4, the graphics, even the arcade version, but at least it plays or runs a bit smoother. 44 seconds to go. Now generally with each track there's two routes. One's a bit shorter but more stunts in it, and one's longer, a bit like this. We've got a choice of 3, so we go through 1 minute 51, so 11 seconds too slow, but we've got extended play. Go past that cardboard box on wheels. This time we'll take a different route. One that's probably involves the loop-to-loop, to be honest. If we can get round. So it's round here somewhere. Look, there it is. Let's go round slowly. hopefully we'll get that qualifying time and be able to challenge the computer. Hard Drivin 2 also come with a track editor as well. Although it doesn't add too much to the game, but nice to see. Hard Drivin 1, the original track is on this disc. Plays identical, and there's 3 other tracks, or 4 other tracks I think. And then with the editor you can save your favourite track each time. But you haven't got too much of the degree of it. So you can put 5 loop-to-loops in a row if you want. Right, we're coming up to it. Probably not going to do this. I think there's a big lorry on its way down as well. So there's traffic on the other side. Don't want to crash them. Now I find it really hard to stay on this loop-to-loop. Right, there's a knack to doing it. Right, so you see that white dot going backward and forward in the middle of my display, across that blue line. That's where my steering wheel is. Oops. Well, I fell off it then, but we're going to go round again. By Jove, I think we're okay. Yeah, we survived. Right, okay. Bit 50-50 whether I survive those loops or die. In the arcades, don't want to keep harping on about the arcades, but I found it a lot easier. There's our checkpoint. We've got 20 seconds to go. Should be okay. Right, extra time. But I don't play this a great deal. I've never played. I played it on the arcades, but I've never played what the official sequel was, and that's Race Drivin. Let's face it, Hard Drivin 2 is just a rehash of all the obstacles and tracks that the original game had. Race Drivin, at least you've got a few different ones. Yeah, 1991 this came out by Domark. I think it was just milking the market really, because the first one was pretty successful. I think I played this lot as a kid. But it's never going to match the speed of Lotus Esprit Challenge, because it just isn't that type of a game. It's more of akin to Test Drive 2, I think. Curiously enough, a game did come out, which hopefully I'll get around to, called 4D Sports Driving. But it's like a mixture of Test Drive 2 and Hard Drivin. Hopefully we'll show you that as well. It's pretty much the same sort of speed. But yeah, definitely going to have to search this down on the PlayStation, because it's probably a bit more closer to the arcade, which is always the aim. What are we on? 1 minute 29? I think we're going to do this. I'm going to beat 140 anyway. Right, extended play. You've qualified for the championship. I don't think it starts though until my time's run out. Yeah, but it's a very slow game. If it was, if the frame update was twice as fast, I think then it might be a bit more interesting. Yeah, they all look a bit. Now look at that barn in the distance there. Look, the draw rate. When is it going to draw the roof? Oh, then. Yeah, so that's a bit bad. You can definitely say it's hard driving. The pop-up on the road's okay. Seems to update fast. It's just the obstacles. Seems quite simple. The mountains there. Yeah. So the bits I find the trickiest on this game are this banked cornering that we're coming up to here, and the loop-to-loop. Everything else, although I did have an initial bit of trouble, everything else, the jumps, you get the right speed, and that's pretty much done. If you go off-road, it only gives you... getting close. If you go off-road, it only gives you 10 seconds, and then that's the end of the game. Just come up here, but... where are we going? We've taken off. That's a bit unusual. Yeah, well, your guess is as good as mine. What has happened there? Suddenly went into the air and took off. So that was on the replay, so we come... Yeah, I think that's a glitch. That's a glitch. We start heading for the stars, run out of rocket fuel, explode. Yeah, that's an X-file. Can't explain that one. Yeah, speed limit 60 miles an hour. Well, yes. Right, we're out of time. So the car should automatically slow down, but who knows now with that glitch. It should automatically slow down, and then we'll be racing the computer, because we've have actually qualified. But the car doesn't seem to be stopping. Why is this? Maybe it's because we're on the... oh, perhaps this thing will crash into us. No. Maybe it's because we're on the... not level ground. Okay, let's just drive off. Cool, what a game. Never would have got this down the arcade. Right, off-road 10 seconds. Is that going to count down? No, it isn't. Right, that's the shot. Game over. Now it should, fingers crossed, give us the ability to race a computer. I hope, he says. Right, yeah, championship lap. No crashing, only 10 seconds off-road. If you win, future challengers race you. Phantom Photons challenging us. Well, future challengers might be able to challenge me. Depends if I'm busy. Now, I might not load this particular version of the game for 20 years. But my challenger's on the right. He's sped off. It's like a ghost car, so you can drove through him. And you're leaving him for dust. Right. Because if I beat him, when it says future challenger will challenge you, I think it saves a ghost car of my lap if I win. And so, as long as this game is loaded and I don't reset it, if I race again, I'll be versus my computer shadow. So we're going this way. This has got the dreaded loop-to-loop. Bear in mind, if we're off-road for 10 seconds in one go, or we crash, that's the end of the game, straight away. So, will we be able to get round one lap? I do not know. Doubtful, because I probably won't be able to do the loop-to-loop twice in one episode. Doing this corner quite well, although it won't impress any driving instructors. Right, this is the moment of truth. You see it there in the distance, the loop-to-loop. Who'd put this on a road? I don't think we've got any traffic this time, because they know there's a race is going. Right, fingers crossed. Oh, we're upside down. That don't look good. I think death is imminent. Wrong direction. Yes, and I can safely say then, that's the end of the game. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.